Women's rights. But we can't define what a woman is. But also men can be women. And no uterus, no opinion. But also men can get pregnant. Men are oppressing us. But also, it's okay if biological men take over our spaces and our sports. Women are so over-sexualized in this culture. But it's empowering if women are the ones sexualizing themselves. Are you guys quite done yet? Like, are you okay?
That just about sums it up.
This is my friend Brianna Robinson. You should absolutely go follow her. She's fabulous. It's incredibly hypocritical, as everything is. Modern day feminism is not consistent in the slightest. Somebody commented and said, high empathy and low IQ generally correlate with feelings over facts. I mean, that's the basis of modern day feminism.
Are men trash?
Cis, heterosexual men, absolutely, especially white men.
Weren't you just talking about equality?
Oh, absolutely. But we have to have that viewpoint because of how much we've been attacked just by that gender.
But you just said that all straight men are trash. Like, that's a pretty big generalization, don't you think?
It definitely is. It's not necessarily something I'm gonna saying via statistics. I'm saying via experience.
Would it be misogynistic if a man said all women are trash?
Yes. It's the same way as reverse racism.
So in that case, isn't it kind of, misandry for a woman to say that men are trash?
Oh, I wouldn't say so. I mean, yeah.
So are you a misandrist?
Close to, but I'm trying to come out of that.
Am I trash then?
Sure, yeah.
The erroneous notion that modern feminine women may live in civilizations devoid of men is currently being promoted. Because it encourages young women to think they can get there without trying, this story is problematic. Is it likely that these women will be willing to put themselves through the same kinds of hardships that males do in order to support their families? Or is it just the glamorous role of chief executive officer that contemporary women aim for? A cause for hypocrisy? What gives rise to this partial view of equality? Gender politics for dominance, including generations of women as puppets, is at the heart of this issue, not equality. Even though women are enjoying more benefits, males are still expected to take on more responsibility. For women battling for equality, the situation is made more difficult because some males have realized this and are opting to withdraw. Men can tell when they're being used, particularly when they're expected to put in more effort and provide for women, yet only get half the credit. More men would choose independence if they thought they were on equal footing with women, but neither gender seems interested in that possibility. Who am I to say this? Real equality would force males to compete and coexist with women who exhibit stereotypically masculine traits, which is something that most of men find repulsive. Because not every woman aspires to or is able to be a man, why not celebrate femininity instead? Is that idea going out of style? If you ask women, they seem to be begging males to join them in the rigged game of love is our battlefield. When women let their guard down, they want males to pick up the slack and take better care of them. But as women become increasingly self-reliant, many men are opting to strike out on their own, looking for meaning in life beyond only taking care of women. Why do women still see males in their lives, if we aren't necessary to protect them? Although women desire men's constant presence, encouragement, and empathy, they also want men to realize that they can rely on others. By claiming to free women from men, feminism has led Western women astray in many respects. Because of issues like job unhappiness and an increasing number of lonely, unhappy women, it's clear that women rely on males more than they think. But it's still considered taboo to admit this. This may become more apparent to women in the future, as our culture veers towards conservatism. Men should not exist if women do not require our protection. On one hand, women want men to support them and listen when they're upset. But on the other, they want men to think they can handle things on their own. Gender reassignment patients often struggle with understanding concepts like this. Many Western women have suffered because feminism's promise of independence from males has come true. When women are unhappy in their jobs and face the prospect of becoming eccentric, lonely cat owners, they rely on males more than they think. But social pressure makes many hesitant to confess this. This requirement may be more recognized by women in the future, as our culture shifts towards conservatism. Because of this change, women may start caring more about males all of a sudden, which could force men to return to the negotiating table. This relationship is well known to feminists, but they are afraid to admit it for fear of alienating their loyal supporters, who they call simps. They mock males who choose their own paths, accusing them of favoring men over women because they reject female dominance. They try to undermine these men by accusing them of misogyny. Their goal is to keep men's weaknesses under control. Because they are teaching people about the truths of modern life, they hate these men even more. By misrepresenting its goal of women's emancipation from males, feminism has harmed many Western women. Women rely on males more than they realize, particularly when they confront job discontent and the possibility of being alone. Women may start to realize this necessity if our culture starts to grow more conservative. This could lead them to believe the popular attitude rather than reality when they say they need men. But when males treat girls with real equality, it will be shocking, and maybe something they don't even want. The feminist movement may collapse as a result of this. The restoration of traditional relationships would be facilitated by the willingness of many men to respond and aid women who request male assistance. A new kind of neo-traditionalism, in which men support women in return for traditional relationships, may develop if women began to approach men for assistance. This change has the potential to re-engage men and women in negotiations. Therefore, women cannot possibly claim to know what men bring to the table. The crops that are on your plate, most likely grown on farms that were founded by men, and the systems that enable you to get water, were all created by men's work. Our contributions are evident even in the beer that you might have with your meal, as it is made by guys who work in breweries. Men dug the foundations for houses, which roofers finished, so we could all eat the food that men grew. For the most part, males get a great sense of fulfillment and meaning in life from fulfilling the traditional duty of providing for, protecting, and supporting women. Men of worth are proud breadwinners, in contrast to simps, women who give in easily to rejection. Even though they talk a lot about gender equality and men's oppression, why do women have such high expectations of men? Nowadays, women act as if they have too much power. It is hypocritical for women to demand that males meet their demands while they fight for equality. They should recognize this. Women nowadays learn manipulation in adolescence and use it constantly as a weapon against males. They think they're entitled to what they want, therefore they'll use emotional manipulation to get it. Among their many manipulations of men include convincing them to buy them presents, to overlook infidelity, to follow them to new employment, and even to change their beliefs. Many men, whether intentionally or unintentionally, fall victim to women's manipulative tactics because they are weak and focused on a single goal. They will suffer abuse in order to achieve that goal. It's clear that women misjudge their role in modern society. Males should stop caving into their demands for special treatment. It is the responsibility of males to make sure that women know their place when they act entitledly or with an inflated ego and make unwarranted claims. It is implied in the equality conversation that women are seeking a lesser form of equality. Though they long for equality, they show little initiative to achieve it. As an example, they will fight for gender parity in leadership roles in traditionally male-dominated fields, but women probably won't be the first in queue for construction jobs. Aspiring to assume leadership roles in government entities, they champion gender equality in politics, with the ultimate goal of unseat men who have worked tirelessly and at great personal cost to rise up the ranks in this cutthroat world. And that concludes today's discussion on MGTOW Voice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on future videos. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.